not protecting those people in there.
If you've ever wished Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and Inception had a weird baby raised by Black Mirror, Maniac is basically that fever dream come to life. This wild miniseries stars Emma Stone and Jonah Hill as two strangers signing up for a top-secret pharmaceutical trial that's supposed to fix their broken brains. Instead, it flings them into twisted dreamscapes, fantasy quests, spy thrillers, noir mysteries, each episode jumping genres like the show's on its own acid trip.
Something's wrong. What did you do?
Come on, wake up! Every time I separate them, they just find their way back together.
Directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga, Maniac is as stunning to look at as it is unpredictable. The retro-futuristic world pops with neon computers, analog tech, and early 80s vibes, while Justin Theroux and Sally Field steal every scene as the hilariously unhinged scientists running this experiment gone wrong. Now, hear me out. The story intentionally refuses to make sense in places. It's fragmented, messy, and emotional, which will drive some folks crazy. But if you vibe with offbeat storytelling and surreal world-building, this is a must-see. Maniac isn't really a show you watch. It's one you experience. So for fans of psychological chaos, brainy sci-fi, and high-concept weirdness, buckle up. Alright, switching gears to something sleek, emotional, and way too underrated. Are You Human Too? Is a South Korean sci-fi drama that asks what truly makes someone human. Flesh and blood, or empathy and choice? The setup follows a wealthy heir named Nam Shin, who gets violently taken out of commission, so his genius mom, who also happens to be an AI scientist, builds a cyber replacement, Nam Shin 3, to keep her son's empire standing. The thing is, the robot's way nicer than the actual human ever was, and things get even juicier when his skeptical bodyguard, Kang So-bong, starts catching feelings for the android. Yep, this show goes full love triangle with one human short.
심장 따위 없어. 난.
오해하지 마세요.
On the surface, it's glossy K-drama stuff. Corporate conspiracies, family betrayal, romance. But underneath all that melodrama is a surprisingly deep meditation on ethics, emotion, and identity. The central question, can a machine be better than us? Hits hard, even when the show gets cheesy. The pacing sometimes drags, and a few subplots lean into soap opera territory, but it's all wrapped in sleek production design, gorgeous cinematography, and heartfelt performances that make it easy to forgive. If you're new to international sci-fi, Are You Human Too? Is a great entry point. Stylish, emotional, and smarter than it looks. If you want French sci-fi that feels like Black Mirror went to art school, then Osmosis delivers exactly that. Set in a near-future Paris obsessed with scientific matchmaking, the show centers on two siblings, Esther and Paul, who create a brain implant that literally finds your soulmate by scanning your neural patterns, like Tinder got a doctorate in neuroscience. The result is a beautiful mess of digital intimacy, morality, and unintended consequences. 12 test subjects volunteer to let the implant hack their brains for love, only for everything to unravel in the most haunting way possible. The aesthetic is killer, minimalist, sleek, and chillingly modern, like you're trapped inside an Apple store designed by Michelangelo. Now, fair warning, Osmosis doesn't reinvent every wheel. It sometimes dips into familiar dystopian territory and doesn't always follow through on big ideas. But when it works, it really works. Emotionally restrained, philosophical, and surprisingly sensual. And hey, the French know their way around existential dread and romance like no one else. It's definitely not a casual background show. It demands attention. But if you crave thought-provoking, cerebral sci-fi that looks drop-dead beautiful, Osmosis deserves a slot in your queue right now. Before Westworld was rebooting your brain with existential robot talk, Russia quietly dropped Better Than Us, a dark, grounded, and surprisingly emotional android thriller that Netflix scooped up for global streaming. It's 2029 Moscow, and robots are everywhere, cooking, cleaning, babysitting, basically out-humaning humans. Then comes Arisa, the first self-aware bot designed to feel love and protect her family, no matter what. After she kills a man in self-defense, she accidentally bonds with a lonely little girl and turns one broken family's life upside down, while corporate assassins, anti-machine terrorists, and shady government agents close in.
Где мой бот? Я спрашиваю, где мой бот? Ты угробил свою жизнь, а теперь за мою взялся. Сука, покажу, как моя семья, понял?
Now, this one's crazy ambitious. Part techno-thriller, part family drama. But what sells it is the emotional core. The acting's fantastic across the board, and the world building feels eerily believable. Sure, the CGI isn't Hollywood level, and the pacing can drag in places, but that grim Eastern European realism gives it a totally different vibe than your usual glossy American sci-fi. If Humans and I, Robot had a Russian cousin raised on vodka and philosophy, it'd be this show. Better Than Us nails the what makes us human question with a tragic, bittersweet tone that sticks with you well after the credits roll. Rounding out this list is a show that CNN called E.T. Meets Fargo, and honestly, that's the best pitch you'll ever need. Resident Alien follows an extraterrestrial with very bad bedside manner who crash lands in Colorado, murders a doctor, and assumes his identity, only to wind up as the town's new physician. His original mission is to wipe out humanity, but the longer he sticks around these quirky small-town weirdos, the harder it gets.
Destroy you and everyone you care about. It's no use trying to get in our way.
Is that a countdown? Get behind the blast doors!
You and I are gonna save Earth together. Sounds fun.
I'm excited.
I'm exhausted.
Alan Tudyk is pure magic here, somewhere between deadpan and totally insane. He plays Harry like a socially awkward toddler trapped in a grown man's body who just might kill you by accident, and somehow it's still hilarious. The humor's offbeat but never mean-spirited, and as the show goes on, you actually start rooting for this genocidal alien to find his humanity. It's sci-fi comedy done right, dark, funny, and weirdly wholesome all at once. Sure, it leans into small-town drama cliches sometimes, but they work because the emotional beats land hard. If you love clever fish-out-of-water stories with a beating heart under their sarcasm, Resident Alien is your jam. Alright, there you have it, 5 hidden sci-fi gems on Netflix that deserve way more love than they're getting. Drop in the comments which one you're jumping into first, or hit me with your own underrated picks. If you dig finding the weird, wild stuff nobody's talking about, smash that like, tap subscribe, and ring that little bell so you don't miss the next deep-cut movie drop.